My name is Mario Hernandez, and I am one of the afflicted people that got released back into the community, here to try and figure out how this looks.
And I'm Wayne Burt, a curious onlooker who wants to know about our prison system, get to the stories beyond the stigma of incarceration, and because, like Mario, I believe all stories count.
Well, welcome today, Wayne. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. And,
Good.
It's actually a good morning. We have a special guest with us today.
Nice.
And who are you?
Good morning.
Good
I'm Ryan Hertling with Idaho Department of Correction.
Okay, Ryan, what do you do for Department of Corrections?
They call me a Reentry Specialist.
That's right up our alley, isn't it?
It seems like it is. Yeah. Wow. Who booked this? Someone did a great job.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows that Reformed and Real is about it's about a journey for somebody that gets out of incarceration. And it's not just the person that's getting out; it's the people that receive them. So what we want to talk about in this, Wayne, is like what's it like for somebody like me that gets out of prison? How do people look at them? And most importantly, how do they treat them? And how do they get, what is it like to get a job and to get an apartment or a home, or what's the struggle like? And I guess what we want is information, how everybody feels about that. So, Ryan, how long have you been with Idaho Department of Corrections now?
Well, we started in 2018, so a little over 7 years now.
And what led you to that line of work? What happened before that?
My journey started with a couple of different state agencies, but about 15 years prior, working with at-risk families. I had stayed in contact with an old superior of mine who started this program with the Idaho Department of Correction, and he told me about the opportunity. It sounded pretty cool to me, so I jumped on it.
Cool. So when you're looking at your reentry, right? When somebody hears the name reentry for Idaho Department of Corrections, District 4 to be exact, right? Boise
Correct.
area?
Yeah.
So what do you do?
We do a lot of stuff, but the primary function is to work with individuals who are preparing for their release out of incarceration. There's a lot of different avenues that can take us, but the primary thing is just to make sure that they're going to have what they need when they get out, and so that they can be successful in the community. Now, that is different for everybody.
Yeah.
and that's where the planning comes in. We want to meet with individuals about 60 to 90 days prior to release, and we can start planning with them.
Oh, so you're still inside of the system itself, the institutions?
Yeah. We're going into the prison system and meeting with these individuals, and we start talking to them about what they're going to need and what they want to do when they get out, because it really is an opportunity for them to get out and start fresh and do things different than they did the last time.
So does that mean that when you talk to individuals, the plans are somewhat customized to the best of your ability?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we want.
Gotcha.
We want to come alongside them. I'm not there to tell any adult what they need to do when they want to live their life. I want to come alongside them and see how I can help them.
I would think that takes a lot of bandwidth on your part. You probably have a lot of job security.
I would like to think so. I think what we do, the intervention has shown to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of bandwidth. That's a good way to put it.
And so with that, there are some sort of fundamental approaches that you use, but then you're always ready to improvise a little bit to sort of adjust a plan depending on the person.
Yeah, we got to be able to pivot in any direction they're wanting to go. Because like I said, it's their life, and we just want to help them figure out a way to do it right.
That's kind of the glory of your spot right now, and Idaho Department of Corrections, because it's turned to a position of care, right?
Absolutely, yeah, that is.
Let's talk about that for a second.
The Department of Correction has really embraced the notion of increasing success for those in our jurisdiction, right? And with that, we know that strengthening relationships with our clients and in the community leads to better outcomes. I mean, that is a data-driven fact. Yeah. So anytime that we can come from a place of care, a place of more like a coach than a referee, we're going to have better outcomes.
Gotcha.
That's kind of a cool place to be, right?
It is. Is that a bit of a shift in philosophy from the way that the prison system has worked in the past, and particularly in Idaho?
Yeah, definitely. It's a shift that was intentional. But yeah, it's definitely a shift from the way corrections has operated traditionally.
There's a lot of beneficiaries to that program, right? So it helps the institutional behavior, the attitudes, and it also changes Department of Corrections employees, parole officers, because they're already getting ready to get out. And the most important thing is how they transition to the community, right? We want people to get out here safely, and we want people to get out here with a plan. And that's kind of what happened to me is, I got out and I had people help me out with a plan. I had Tim Lay help me transition to the community, and he was a little different. It was a little different when he was there, but it's gotten better. So now a beneficiary that we don't really think about is the community, because when these people get out and they don't have to worry about the things they have to do that are important, like get to health and welfare, get to probation and parole to check in, and make that first attempt for a job and all that stuff. That's what you guys are helping with.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the ultimate goal really is a safer Idaho. Right. I mean, that is the vision for the Department of Correction. And so anytime we can do our part to help individuals get on their feet, get up and running in the community, we're going to achieve that.
Yeah. Safer Idaho.
Safer Idaho. I like that.
Yeah. That's a great concept.
Did you just come up with that just now?
No, that is literally the vision for the Department of Correction, is a safer Idaho with fewer people in the correctional system.
That's great.
Yeah.
That sticks to a universal vision. I think that could appeal to everybody, I would think.
Yeah. When we have people transitioning safely, then we don't have people looking for clothes and hygiene, and we've got outlets for that now. And I don't want to toot Learning How to Live's horn, but we do that here. And we have St. Vincent de Paul. They do that there as well. We have the One Love group of people that they help people as well. So all these groups of people are helping and being a part of that reentry thing that you're a part of, right, Ryan?
Absolutely, yeah. So we rely a lot on our community partners, organizations that help us do our work, and they're vital to what we do. Department of Correction, we can't do it alone. We definitely know that. And we embrace the agencies and partners in the community that help us provide the needs that individuals have. Because most people coming out of incarceration, they don't get released with much.
Yeah.
And you need your basic needs met first, food, clothes, hygiene, safe place to live. And then we can build on that. We can help find a good job, get your medical things taken care of, your mental health taken care of. But it's kind of that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You got to have a safe place to sleep at night. You got to be fed and clothed, and then you can focus on your next set of goals.
Yeah. So if that's a departure from kind of the way it went in the past, a lot of the lower part of the Maslow's pyramid, that stuff could be something that someone who was released was on the hook for with a little less assistance. Is that kind of the way it went in the past?
That's my understanding. I mean, I came in and helped get this reentry program up and running, but my understanding is traditionally it was somebody would release from prison and basically hit the gates, and you were basically told good luck.
Yeah.
And there was not a lot of community support in the past, and that just doesn't work. I mean, what is an individual supposed to do if you get released without anything and no place to go and no money? You're going to go back to the life that you know and the people that you know from the past. And for a lot of people, that's not what they're trying to do, but it's survival. So if we can help someone not return to their old situations and people from the past, then hopefully they'll be able to change their trajectory.
That's a big thing to me, is without the community to rally around this, there is really no hope. One of the things I like to tell people that come in here and they donate clothes to us and stuff for residents being released, I always tell them, I'm like, I understand that, you have your tribe. You have your sons, your daughters, your wife, your family, right? And that's who you technically worry about. What I tell people on a regular basis is that your tribe has to be somewhere safe. So if you come to my place, or if you go to the other places that support, whatever it is, whether you just give, if they come here to Learning How to Live and they give us clothes, they are supporting the entire tribe. Like, we're talking about the city and the state and the country. It's all together. So I say, whatever it takes here at the street level, at the community level, we have to together attack a problem that's been here for a long time. So when we make that a thing, and we say, hey, you know what? This is what I need, or hey, this is what, can you help me out with this? When we do that for each other, we're making it a safer Idaho. We are making it better for that person, because I want everybody to get out and succeed, and I know you do too, Ryan. What we want is we want people to feel like they belong here.
Yeah. At a point, you want someone to do more than succeed. We want them to thrive. We want them to live their dreams. And, it's an opportunity, like I said earlier, to get out and do what they want to do in life. And it's more than just having a dead end job that just pays the bills and that's it. Like you can really do what you want to do and be as successful as you can dream up.
So come out, acquire skills, identify where you would ideally like to be, and then what you folks can do to help them and your community partners.
Yeah, absolutely. And in some situations, there may be a skill set that's acquired prior to release. There's a lot of programs and things that are offered in the institutions where people can learn skills so that when they're released, they can go out and get a job. Say, for example, in a trade, the Department of Correction partners with Idaho Correctional Industries, and they teach a lot of skills trades in the prison walls. And the hope is that when someone's released, they have a skill set, they can go out and get a good, meaningful, sustainable job.
Yeah,
Great.
very, very big on apprenticeships as well. And I'm going to toot Crystal Rollis's horn real quick because she is the guru of apprenticeships inside of the institutions. Like she gets all over the state and helps people get signed up and be part of apprenticeship programs to help also that transition. So DOC, and I know we're not here to represent DOC, however, they support from the second that somebody gets inside of incarceration to try and make that path safe to the day that they get out.
Yeah, and that's just part of the bigger philosophy the department is embracing.
It's a good feeling because just since my first time talking about it is, I've been in and out of the system since 88 or something like that. We're talking lots of time, lots of prison time. So all the times that I've been in and out of incarceration, I have had, to fend for myself. And now that we have a system that's the way it is, it makes me so happy because I see these people. I'm like, man, you got it. Amazing. What can we do for you? And you guys now, your parole officers are in a supportive mode too now, right?
Absolutely. We work as a team and we're all definitely coming from a place of support. We talk a lot about being a coach versus a referee, and we're not there to call the fouls and penalize the player. We're there to help them along and teach them and help provide opportunities. So yeah, it's a team effort it starts in the institutions with the case managers, and as they roll out into the community, we've got the parole and probation officers and the reentry specialists. And this is statewide, not just in our area here in Ada, Boise, Elmore County. There's a reentry specialist in all districts around the state.
Cool.
That's great. So you, Mario, must have experienced all like the chronology of the different approaches, right? Like when you first got out,
Yeah.
I don't know what your first
Let's call
time
it a
out
gauntlet.
was. The gauntlet.
Yeah.
The class 4 rapids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that means in the beginning, like your first time out was a little bit like childbirth, slap you, go, there you go, big bad world, good luck, Mario.
Yeah, the funny thing is, even back then, I'm sitting inside a prison when I'm ready to get out, and I'm like, I'm ready for a new life. I ain't never coming back. So I'll tell you, and Ryan, I know you know this, that when somebody steps out of incarceration, have you ever had anybody say, I want to go back?
I have.
You have?
I have.
But go back, not because they're tired or sad or overwhelmed, but when they get out, they're ready. They just want to go back.
Yeah, I have had that said to me. I think the individuals that say that are institutionalized.
Yeah.
It's scary in the community. They don't know where to go, who to ask for help. They just know the life that's structured for them behind the walls, and that's sad.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that we try and intervene with. So not everybody that's incarcerated is assigned to work with my team. It's individuals that are determined to be high risk or high need. And one of those things that as a marker for that is length of incarceration. So if somebody's incarcerated for 10 years or longer, they're automatically placed with a reentry specialist. And that's because of that factor that a lot has changed. If you think back 10 years ago, what it was like, I mean, even just technology, banking, shopping at stores, it was very different than it is today. And so we focus on helping those individuals to feel comfortable with the system when they get out.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Reformed and Real. We're talking with Ryan Hertling. He is a District 4 Reentry Specialist for Idaho Department of Corrections. And we've got Wayne Burt here, and we're going to continue this story. I had somebody come in here the day before yesterday. I wasn't open yet. They were parked in the parking lot out front. I got a phone call. He says, Mario, what are you doing? I says, well, I'm just getting ready for my day. What are you doing? He says, well, I'm out here in your parking lot. I said, oh, that's you? Come on in. And immediately he started crying. He's like, I'm having a rough time. People are talking about me. They don't like it that I've been in prison, and they don't like it that I have this and that. And I just said, hey, come on in. Let's talk about this for a little bit. And the community doesn't really understand that dynamic about people. It's easy for somebody that's been incarcerated for a long time to come out and feel lonely and hurt and unable to come out of whatever rut they're in. And it's up to us. Really, Ryan, if nobody cares, then what? Do we just build more boxes to put people in?
Yeah, that doesn't help anybody. That doesn't
Right.
help the state of Idaho. That doesn't help the individuals that are incarcerated. I'm glad you mentioned that. There's definitely still a stigma in the community about individuals that have been incarcerated. And, that's something that's always in the back of our mind at the Department of Correction. We want to try and educate and change that as much as we can. Because the reality is the majority of individuals, the vast majority that are incarcerated are going to be out. They are in our communities. They're your neighbors.
Yeah.
They're the individuals that you see at stores and restaurants, and we have interaction with them. And it's not that they're bad people for being incarcerated. They made a mistake at some point in their life, and they paid their debt to society with incarceration. And when they get out, they hopefully will operate just like you and I.
So that debt to society, Wayne, is something that I really like to talk about, because when a person pay their debt to society, whether it's 6 months or a year or 2 years, that isn't really what people see. When I get out of prison, right, they don't see that I paid my debt. Sometimes, and I'm not going to say they as in everybody, I'm going to say a portion of the people that are out here automatically think that we just need to be back in prison. And that's okay. They can have that perspective. However, I don't think that people really understand what that causes.
No, I don't think it's a banking system that the non-incarcerated person understands at all.
Right.
For the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's tough, right, Wayne? I mean,
Sure.
because if I'm walking down the street, or no, I'm walking in the grocery store and I'm walking with somebody and you're just Wayne Burt, walking through Albertsons or whatever. And I tell my guys walking next to me, hey, man, I just got out of prison. What do you think?
Sure.
Like, what does Wayne Burt think about that? What does Joe, the average person think?
Well, here it is, sight unseen, right? You encounter somebody and they come out with that. Instantly, you're going to bristle a little bit, right? You're going to go, oh, boy, where's my wallet?
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But let's take the example of meeting you, right? Myself meeting you. You were surrounded by people that I trusted, right? So there was already sort of a attachment to some sort of support community, and that really takes the stigma out of it. I mean, it doesn't cure it, right? But it makes you a lot more approachable. And that's how society works, right? If you're like in a group of people that you largely trust, the person that you don't know, who might have some stigma attached to them, is going to be that much more embraceable, I guess,
That reminds me of, I don't know if I've told you before, and Ryan, I know you haven't heard this, but my mom used to tell me that if you walk and you step into a pile of doggy dung, what are your shoes going to smell like? You know what I mean? So, and that's who do you surround yourself with? So that's the thing that Department of Corrections and the Reentry program has a program called Just Us.
Just for us.
Just for us. And you go to that regularly, don't you?
I can't admit regularly, but yeah, I have gone. I do try to go to those. That's a pretty cool support group that's community led for individuals that have been incarcerated, and it's just a safe place to talk and also get feedback from Department of Correction staff, so that we're all seeing each other as equal.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty cool thing.
So what kind of staff goes there?
Probation and parole officers go. Some of our management staff go. Reentry specialists go. Anyone's invited that wants to be there.
Oh, can a regular community member be there?
They could, absolutely.
Oh,
They could go. I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know why they'd want to, but yeah, I don't know that I've seen a regular community member be there.
wow. So there's an invite to everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an open invite. So if you're really curious about what that partnership, alliance, help looks like when you have residents that have been incarcerated and are now in the community, and when you have staff members and management staff and reentry managers in the same room together, talking about what it's like to walk that, through life as an formerly incarcerated individual. That's a good place for you to find out.
Absolutely.
Ryan, so how many folks beyond just the star pupil Mario here actually go through reentry and then end up supporting your process of reentry for other people?
I don't know the exact numbers. Are you wanting to know like how many people are successful versus those who don't use reentry? Or
Those who end up being successful and then giving a little bit back to other more recent folks that have been released.
Yeah, I'd say most people don't, that I see, really end up giving back in a real meaningful way.
Gotcha.
There's definitely, we hear it a lot. People say they want to give back, but life is busy. Life is hard when they get out. You know, there's a lot put on somebody that's being released. They've got a lot to do. They're working full time. They've got to meet with their PO regularly. They've got, a lot of times there's some sort of treatment or aftercare programs that they're doing. They're doing self-care, mental health, counseling, things. So
busy
these
life.
people are very busy. Yeah. And to have time to volunteer to give back, it's understandable that would put a lot on someone's plate.
Sure. Makes sense.
It's funny that you asked that. I get phone calls all the time. Hey, Mario, I went in to get some clothes. Can I come in and volunteer? What can I do to help? And I says, just show up. And most of the time they get busy with life.
Right.
And then they call and they apologize. I'm like, hey, man, don't apologize. Just do what you do. Grow in life. If you got a few minutes, maybe a half hour, an hour, come volunteer and find somewhere to be of service. When you're in a position and your life is about servitude, even if you're at work, that changes the whole trajectory of your life. I tell people that all the time.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is that people are wanting to do that, whether they are able to or not. They're coming from a place of care in their heart, and that's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, well, it works the same way at the radio station because we're largely volunteer run, and people go, "Oh, I'd like to come in," and you get a little bit of it. What you have to do is string together this endless array of cameos. And
I was part of that cameo.
And that's how you build it. That's right. Well, you're a more sustained cameo. Yeah? Right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah. When you go through the reentry intake process, right, 60 to 90 days before someone gets released, have you had numerous instances where you've had to repeat that with people that come back into the system?
It has happened, not as much as you would think.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good. But yeah, it definitely has happened, and that that's okay. Some individuals, it takes a few times before they figure it out and really tell themselves that they're ready. Something I've learned over time is that no one else can make you ready or tell you when you're going to be ready. That person has to decide for themselves when they're really ready to change their life, and I'll get behind that all day long.
You get a lot of people that come to you when you walk into a facility, don't you?
We do. We're known, and people want to come up and ask questions and talk, and that's okay. That's what we're there to do.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Anytime a reentry person comes into the prison system, everybody's like, "Oh, I got to ask them a question. I'm getting out in 3 months, and I want, and it's a good place to be."
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a great position. I love my job, and I love helping people. It feels good at the end of the day. It's often a thankless job, and we don't always see the results, but I know I'm doing my part in the system and doing what I can.
Right on. So if you were to give somebody a message out there that's listening, like, what would you say, Ryan? What makes it better or easier or helpful? Whether it's somebody out there that's just got out, or whether it's their family member that receives them. What do you have for advice for them?
My advice would be try to have an open mind with individuals that have been incarcerated. I know from TV and movies and those types of things that those people are generally portrayed as really bad or mean, scary people, but that is not the reality. The reality is that a lot of people made a mistake. They committed a crime, but that does not make them a bad person or a mean, scary, violent person. I mean, there's definitely are those, of course, but the majority of people, I would not say are that way. If you know of somebody who's been incarcerated, if they're your neighbor or a coworker or whatever, just be open-minded and try and look past their history, because they're no different than you or I.
Yeah, and if you're a resident returning?
what would I say to a resident returning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this is an opportunity. So you need to really think about how it's going to be different than it was last time.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time when they come here. I'm like, it's up to you and me to make the change in my life, to make people in this community feel like we belong here. Like, we did our time, we're done, we're out here, it's time to move on, move forward, be part of the community, cut my grass, feed my dog, walk with my kids to the store, whatever, work. So yeah, it's we belong here, and I want people to feel like they belong here.
Yeah, and I would also say to that person, most people are not going to know that you were incarcerated.
Right.
So if you may feel that for yourself, and that's understandable, but the reality is they don't know unless you tell them or they find out somehow. But just carry yourself confidently and do your thing.
Cool.
I like it.
Me too.
Right on.
Well, Wayne, I think we're...
Yeah, I mean, you've given us a great glimpse into how that works, and it's just encouraging to hear that there's a support system out there, not only out here where Mario sits, but where you usually sit, Ryan. And the work continues, right? Building a safer, better community.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to be here and leave you guys with knowing the Department of Correction is really focused on being more supportive and helpful, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on in the community, so we're happy to be part of it.
Sweet. All right, Ryan. Well, thank you very much. Ryan Hertling, Idaho Department of Corrections, District 4 Reentry Specialist. We appreciate you being here, and we always look forward to hearing from you guys, and we want everybody to know where we're at.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, everybody.
All right, everybody.
Reformed and real.
Reformed and real.